Hello everybody, so I've got my favourite pair of jeans here and I need to fix these because they're a little bit banged up, but I figured maybe I could make a YouTube video out of that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you them, I'm going to talk about how I made them, what's gone wrong with them, how I'm going to fix them, and then, you know, show you me fixing them. Yeah, let's go! So, I've had these jeans for about 6 years now, I want to say. I made them in my first year of uni out of 2 other pairs of jeans. Basically, what I did was I had these jeans, this part, was one pair of jeans that I really loved. They're a really great pair of skinny jeans. They're basically the perfect fit, the perfect length. They were really great, but I wore them so much that I wore out the crotch area, right? Just because I would ride my bike around and stuff. And eventually they just got worn out. So what I decided to do was I would take as much of the leg as I could and I would stitch it to the bottom of the sort of middle of another pair of jeans, right? So this is a different pair of jeans, this half. This is like a more sort of like slim cut, you know, just sort of standard, somewhat straight, and then this is the really skinny bit. And this is quite a nice arrangement. And this is actually really long. This is longer than my legs. I've got quite long legs, but this is even longer. But I found this is actually quite good because it would sort of bunch up at the bottom as I was wearing them. And that just seemed really cool. And I like that style. And I still like it. And I want to wear these more, but they've sort of fallen into disrepair a bit. Now, they are sort of deliberately punky, right? They are deliberately sort of torn and worn, and, you know, they've got these sort of patches sewn onto them where I've sort of taken a lot of the other jeans and sort of, you know, made this sort of this pattern and so on. This is like a little pocket, and there's sort of like this strap there, and the way they're sewn together is like this is deliberately done so that it will fray and sort of be, you know, nice and rough looking. And these were really comfy. However, the holes have got quite big. Now, you know, holes on the knee, they're usually fine for ripped skinny jeans, right? That's just part of the style. But there are like other holes, like sort of here in the, where is it? Here in the thigh, that's getting quite big, and there's another one up here on the top. And the worst offender of the holes actually is here in the crotch. There's a hole, which is a very unfortunate place to have a hole. I definitely don't want to be showing people my pants, so that's something that I definitely need to sew up. This is the second time this hole has emerged, and I did sew it up the first time, but evidently the way I've sewn it up is not enough. So what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to have to secure this more. There's also a hole at the back of this sort of join, which I think I should really like sew this up. And one of the more annoying ones actually is that this back belt loop has finally sort of given in. And that means that wearing a belt with this is a little bit weird. It's quite, yeah, it doesn't hold up at the back, right? And so that's just a bit uncomfortable, and the belt will ride up and stuff, so that's not good. So that needs fixing as well. And generally, I think these just need a wash, right? Like, they're a little bit crusty, a little bit dirty. They're just sort of, you know, covered in gubbins. Yeah, so, general sort of plan of attack is these main knee holes and stuff, they're fine, right? I'm just going to leave them. They're great. This hole, these holes, they need to be sewn up. In fact, yeah, this one's even worse actually on this side of this sort of rectangle. But it's a cool effect, you know, I like it. This is fine. This definitely needs securing, and then this. What I'm thinking I'm going to do with the belt loop is I'm going to take this old bit that's dangling out, and I'm going to put 2 in on the back. So hopefully that should secure it even more than just the one. And then those shouldn't wire through as fast. And then finally, I think what I'll do is actually I'll dye these black after I've done all the changes, just because as much as they are nice in their sort of worn state, I think I would prefer them to be one consistent colour again. And, you know, there's just something cool about black. I mean, look, I'm wearing, you know, a black jumper, I'm wearing sort of black cargos, like, you know, it's just, I like wearing black, you know, it's nice. And yeah, so that's what I think I'm going to do with this. So, I've got the jeans here, and I've got a different angle so I can sort of show you what is going wrong with them. For example, the worst offending part is this hole in the crotch. As you can see, I can just basically stick my finger through. There's two parts of it here, And what I essentially need to do is I need to stitch this back up, and then I need to go on the back side and just like stitch a piece of fabric on there to essentially stabilize it so it's not just wearing down where the stitching is, but it's more spread apart, and that should hopefully stop it from being so damaged. As well as that, I need to sort of redo stitching on, for example, this part here. There's like a huge hole that I can basically stick a lot of fingers through. There's this hole where I can stick a finger through. There's this hole where I can stick a finger through. And those just need some work. These sorts of holes on the knee, like, they're fine, right? That's just sort of normal for ripped skinny jeans. So like, I'm not too worried about those, but this hole in the back of the knee, this is like not the front side, this is not the interesting side, this is just the other part. This needs stitching up again. I think other than that though, for the most part it's fine. You know, this extra pocket is doing alright. The fact that they look sort of rough and tatty is part of the design, right? This is part of the aesthetic, how they're meant to look, how they're meant to work. So doing sort of repairs like this is good. You know, that's just part of like the life cycle. And then these will last me, hopefully, multiple years more after this. I have thought about just completely remaking them as well, and I might do that in the future. But for now, you know, they're doing all right. So if they're mostly all right, just despite these few little holes, then it's best to just sort of stitch them up. Oh, this is another thing. And so there's like this part where I sort of stole this denim-y thing from the other pair of jeans. I basically just need to re-stitch some of this corner so that's back together. Basically, we're just toughening these up so that they'll last longer. That's the main plan. So here we are, I'm at the machine now, and this is fairly simple actually. I just sort of need Uh-oh, okay, I made a mistake. I'm sewing the front to the back. So I've done a bunch of the main stitching that I wanted to do, and now I just sort of have to look through my box of fabrics and see what would be good. Also, how do we feel about the scarf, you know? 7 years later, is it still a look? Thinking maybe not. Ultimately though, I guess the question of what goes on the inside of this really is partly about strength. Oh, the light's just given out, okay. It's partly about strength, it's partly about colour, right? Because something black is going to just blend into the background. But what if I disguise the wool with the black, right? Also, this is like a really difficult and interesting curved shape under here. You're dealing with like a Pringles sort of shape, where it curves in one direction in one way and then it curves in another direction another way. Things I've been thinking about a lot lately is J fashion. I've been sort of watching a lot of YouTubers who live in Japan and are sort of engaging with all these other Japanese sort of fashion styles. It's really interesting to me. Hello, so I was going to fix the belt hook of my jeans and record that as well, because that's like the last thing I need to do after my my light died and my camera died. However, I got a little bit carried away waiting for that to charge. And I was watching a Capsule Bunny stream and I just accidentally did the belt hook. So what I did was I had some of this strap here and I just sort of stitched it in at the back there, and now they're good. And I'm wearing them and oh my god, they're so comfy. I had forgotten how much I love these jeans and how much just sort of like my personality is sort of wrapped up in them. Even like the weird side pocket that is like the perfect size for my phone, so I can just sort of keep it there in like a little holster on the side. That's just great, that's fun, I love it. Yeah, oh, it's so good to be wearing these jeans again, and I'm just like, yes! Oh my god, I'm so glad I did this. And I think I might even like wear these on my trip to America, which I'll make a whole other video about at some point. But yeah, no, they're great, I love them. The stitching is holding, like, it's good, it's strong. We love to see it, they fit me. Here's that bunching I was sort of talking about at the bottom, alright? Like, they go the whole length of my leg and then some. And that's just really great. Like, we love to see it. Yeah, anyway, thank you very much for watching me sort of fix these all up. See you in the next one. Bye!